Max and the Millions, Chapter 2. The headmaster cleared his throat. Good morning, children. Good morning, Mr. Pitt, replied 500 voices. Mr. Pitt smiled. The whole school was completely in his hands. He could tell them to stand on their heads and sing in French if he wanted to, and they'd do it. It was his favourite part of being a head teacher. That and the speeches. Today, he announced, is the last day of school. It is also the end of my first year here as your new headmaster. While I've been running things at St. Goliath's boarding school for a short time, I feel like I've already got to know each one of you personally. This was a lie. Mr. Pitt had spent the whole year in his office and still knew hardly any of the children's names, unless by coincidence they were all called You Boy. In an hour's time, the summer holidays will begin. While you all return home, I will be staying behind to oversee the next exciting stage in St. Goliath's history, the Pitt Building. He swept a hand towards what used to be the football pitch. It was now a building site cordoned off with red tape. 500 children watched mournfully as a gang of builders tore out the goalposts. We will all miss the football pitch, said Mr. Pitt, but as your headmaster, it is my duty to bring this school into the future. Some children asked if that meant they'd be cyborg teachers. Mr. Pitt gave them detention. Doesn't mean cyborg teachers, he said. It means cutting-edge technology, state-of-the-art facilities, a brand new school building to replace the old one. He pointed to the school behind him and grimaced. St. Goliath's had been falling apart when he'd first arrived, and now it looked even worse. It was just one of the many things Mr. Pitt had assured the school governors he would change, along with abolishing free lunches, dismantling the library, and of course getting rid of Mr. Darrow. Mr. Pitt smiled. That was one thing off his list already, and he hadn't had to lift a finger. Which brings me to a sad piece of news. He gave a carefully rehearsed sigh. I'm sorry to announce that yesterday our much beloved school caretaker, Mr. Darrow... Mr. Pitt trailed off. His eyes had been scanning the front row to measure the effect of his dramatic sigh. But now they stopped on a single chair. This one was different from the others. It said, special seat, on the back in big red letters, so everyone could see, and it was empty. Mr. Pitt looked up. Where's Max?